Hey y'all, it's me, Tara Strong, aka Miss Minutes for Bama Geeks. I hope you're ready to watch, and if you don't, I will have to prune you. Stay on your sacred timeline.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Good Sunday evening. We're the Bama Geeks. We are thrilled that you are with us. We are live on YouTube. And I'm sorry, I'm looking down. I'm already trying to.
And I want to ask, do you guys remember who I am?
Yeah.
It's been a while, right?
That's Kevin. We got him back.
I promise, guys. I've been on a journey.
Well, again, we thank you so much for joining us. I'm Brock Parker. Yes, Kevin is back. And then Jess is way over there. And so is Bo. And right in the middle, we've got the man of the hour. We've got Mr. Gary W. Jones from the Alabama Theater.
Yay!
Yay!
Yes.
I'm going to start channeling my inner Paul Lind if I'm going to be the center square.
Absolutely.
We love Paul.
Yes.
We would expect nothing less.
Nothing less.
And in the chat, Darnay Olson. Howdy.
Hello.
Hey, Darnay.
Hey.
Thank you so much for joining us. And if you got any questions or any comments for Gary as the stream goes along,
Careful.
There are certain words that we've been cautioned that Gary doesn't like.
Yes.
That we went over in our member exclusive stream.
Yes.
I did not say I didn't like those words. I just said it's questionable to use them. I use them daily. I'm sure Bo does too.
Mhm.
But Gary is with the Alabama Theater, and we love him, and we're so thrilled to have him back. We had him on earlier this year, and we're going to have him on as much as he wants to come on.
Yeah.
All he has to do is ask.
So when you text, you're like, could you, before you got you out, I'm in. So,
Yeah.
Whatever it is, let's go.
let's go.
Could
Whatever
you
we're doing,
hide a body for
Yeah,
me?
exactly.
He's like, we don't necessarily have to talk about the theater. What else do you want to talk about,
Yeah.
right?
I know how to hide a body. I have grown up in unincorporated Jefferson County. I have places.
There are a lot of places.
All right. All the local stores do not sell lime to Gary.
Yes. Gary, I'm pretty
And
sure you just went on a list.
Yeah.
Okay. Another one.
Another one.
Also, if you're using lime, you're an amateur. So
Oh.
Boy, we knew.
yikes.
There we go.
Well, I'll talk about how to get flagged by YouTube.
Yay.
Yeah.
What's the deal saying the only bad press is no press, right?
Right?
Well, if their AI is smart enough to figure that out, then we're all screwed anyway. I mean, honestly.
Gary, put the shovel down.
I was speaking YouTube of this kind of
Yes, the lime.
Yes.
yes.
You put the
Yes.
lime in the coconut.
or the gin and tonic.
He knows how to make a mean Cuba Libre, you know. Hey.
Oh my. Well, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up in October at the Alabama Theater, and that's what Gary is here for. And I cannot wait to hear. I know of one thing coming to the Alabama. I don't know the whole thing, so I want to hear everything that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, just briefly, the October is full, so there's all kinds of different shows. Focusing on Halloween, on the 25th of October, we have Hocus Pocus, and that's a one showing only, so that'll be a lot of fun. We have
That's going to sell out.
No, we have a costume contest this year. We've never done that, so that'll
Oh
be
my
fun.
gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Specialty cocktails with eyeballs in them, so that'll be fun.
Ooh,
Well, they're gummies. They're gummies.
Still.
nice.
I mean, literally where the conversation was just at, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I know.
Lime
The
flavored
second word we're going to use is clarification. And then, of course, our annual production of the 1925 Lon Chaney silent classic, Phantom of the Opera will be Sunday, October 27th at 2:00, and that is we always talk about the American Theater Organ Society, the Alabama chapter of the American Theater Organ Society, and the parallel universe that we run in geekdom, nerddom with the Bama Geeks. But this for us, for the organ nerds, this is like prom. So it's the biggest day of the year. It's a great event. I can never oversell it, no matter how enthused I seem about it or how great I tell you it is. Once you come and experience that show, you will leave a changed person. I'm not going to say hopefully. You will leave changed. It's a wonderful presentation with very, very talented, incredible organist, Tom Helms, who comes. This will be his 45th year in a row to do this. He started doing it. I'm kidding.
I was going to say, what?
For Tom. No. But he's been doing this since 1979, and we do it every year. We did it even during COVID. We managed to make it work, and we made it work, and we did it. But it's a terrific show. We'll talk about the show in and of itself and the movie specifically, if you'd like.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was only the thumbnail for the live stream.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why you're here.
Okay. Well, there's so many things I can say about Phantom of the Opera. The movie itself it's not a horror movie, and everybody thinks, oh, it's a horror movie. It is not. It is not. It is a story of love and betrayal, and that is the basic premise of the story. And what you have are people who I very much can relate to today, trying to further their career and maybe going down a path that they really shouldn't in order to achieve that career result. And that is the premise of the film. Now, this is 1925. It's a silent film. So we're lucky that we have Big Bertha, the Mighty Wurlitzer theater pipe organ, doing precisely what she was built to do, and that is accompany this film. And of course, when you have a maestro such as Mr. Helms at the console, he has created this original score. We've shown it 45 times. I think I've only missed one of those performances, and each year it's a little fresh up. He's refreshed it and made a couple of changes here and there just to keep it different and lively. But what I always tell people, if you've never seen a silent film before, is come not expecting anything, or expecting whatever you want, but what you're going to get out of it is going to be all of a sudden very, very different than the realization that you're thinking this is a silent film with an accompaniment. About 3 to 5 minutes in, the most significant repeated comment that I get from patrons about 3 to 5, maybe 7 minutes in is, it's like, I forgot it was a silent film. I forgot there was an organ. I forgot there was a man down there playing for 96 minutes nonstop. And it's because his masterful score, weaves the story in and out. Each character has a musical theme. And he takes each character's musical theme, and he will take them and, if I can do this on screen, twist them around and invert them and flip them over. And all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, that's her theme coming from this juxtaposition in the film. And if you're a geeky musician like me, I'm just like, clever. It's just amazing. And of course, the organ lends itself to all the sound effects that are needed, and all the classical music that's part of the score, all of the theatrical music that's part of the score. And of course, I'll go into a little bit more detail. This story centers around a young, aspiring opera star, and the setting is Paris Opera House. She is there. She's on the rise. She's an understudy. She is trying to make her mark, and she is not making any headway. There is the prima donna ahead of her, and she's one of those stage hogs with a stage mother. And so they're trying all sorts of ways, and I'm not really going to give away a whole lot of the film, but basically there is a character that is living in the bowels of the Paris Opera House. He had been in prison there during the Revolution and escaped, and is living there. And of course, he's a genius as far as being able to invent things and do things. And then he does delve into the dark arts, black magic. And so the basic premise of the film is he enters into an agreement with our main character to promote her career. And she is like, yes, I'll do it. I'm all for it. But there's always a but. She does not realize what he's asking for in exchange. And so throughout the film, what we find is she is really manipulating everyone around her. And I feel very, not sorry, what's the word I'm looking for the Phantom himself, Eric, because he's presented her with options. She's chosen the options, and then she betrays those options.
Right.
So the whole tale, it revolves around this and the other characters in the film. And this movie in 1925 was an almost instant triumph. And of course, you've got a cast of characters that at the time were known names. You had Lon Chaney, who was certainly known. He just, coming off of Hunchback to do this film. And of course, the makeup and prosthetics and all of that, he did himself. Those things in and of itself are worth watching the film alone. And then you have Mary Philbin, who plays the lead, Christine Day. And she's hot now. And I mean, not hot like, I'm talking like hot ticket item. She's I've got a list here. She's just come off of Temple of Venus in 1923, and the Gaiety Girl in 1924, and here now Chaney wanted her for this particular role. And then you've got Norman Carey, who was very, very handsome heartthrob, and he was also in Hunchback. So Chaney knew of him and wanted him involved with this. And then we have Mary Fabian, and Mary Fabian, believe it or not, is from Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
and she plays Carlotta, who is the main character, the lead in the Paris early on in the film, who gets displaced. She was born in 1901 in Birmingham and had a professional operatic background and training. She performed internationally as a soprano. She did so much and founded let's see, I've got to get this correct. She founded the American Civic Production Company and founded the Civic Opera Association in Birmingham, which later paved the way for opera in Birmingham. She sang Madame Butterfly over 100 performances in Italy. Wow. And she was just highly sought after because she could act primarily. Her goal and focus in life was opera. So putting her as the lead character sort of in an operatic situation was just a natural fit. Yeah. Now, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, Jess, but this picture here shows her. She's getting sworn in. This is in WW2. She was in World War II. She was sworn in as a WAC and went overseas and entertained audiences and entertained soldiers. And so she served in the Army Corps from, I believe, 43 to 47 and came back to Birmingham. So a great tie in the film from our native city.
I
Wow.
I had
Wow.
no idea. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that. That's
No,
really
I know, I know.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But I always imagine that here's this. She was not a little girl. Here's this little girl from Birmingham winding up in all these different places at such important times in the history of the world, in our country, in the world. So it's always good. But the film runs about 96 minutes. We do a little entry with the coffin casket. There's a
Nice.
difference. I can't remember which. I believe it's the shape of the box, and then the Phantom comes and does his thing out of there. Helms is just incredible in the production, and then to sit there and play that organ for 96 minutes nonstop, I just it's I'm good to get through a 13-minute show, and it's fine. But anyway, that's the basic premise. The show itself is the biggest fundraiser for Big Bertha. It is our annual fundraiser, so all of the net profit goes to the regular ongoing maintenance that we do on the organ, and it funds all the other things that we do throughout the rest of the year. And I really can't encourage you enough and oversell it enough. I think everyone would thoroughly enjoy it.
That's awesome, man. I'm sorry I was not on the mute button quick enough for Jess. She's got a cough going on.
She's enjoying the season like we all have.
Yeah.
Bo, you should get her to come cut your grass. I mean, it won't matter to her.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, hey.
She has a hard time seeing over the handlebars of the lawnmower.
Yeah. Need a
Well,
booster seat.
I will say I'm intimately interested in going and seeing this, so I'm definitely going to be getting tickets myself as well to go. I'm working on my second right now to go, my buddy. But I've only ever seen the Andrew Lloyd Webber versions of it, and I really want to see this older version.
So there are half a dozen different versions. There was the 1929 redub remake. They cut some scenes and added some scenes. There's a 19 I think don't quote me here, 45, mid 40s, let's just say that, so I'll be safe, redo, and then there was one later on than that, and then of course ruining Phantom as he did Cats, Andrew Lloyd Webber comes in and creates this astounding, gorgeous musical. And of course, the first year after Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera hits, and we're doing our annual showing, which we don't even think anything about it. And we had this one lady who came, and she was just furious that this was not the Andrew Lloyd Webber Broadway live musical. And I in true Gary form, I just put one hand on one hip and I was like, "Lady, your ticket was $5.
What did you expect?
Even in Birmingham, you're not going to get a Broadway musical." So now we make sure that everything that we say and everything that we do and every ticket and every promo and every social media thing says 1925 silent classic starring Lon Chaney. And I always go out right before everything starts to get everybody into their seats, because once we start the show, they've got to stay seated for the first couple of minutes. And I always remind everyone that this is not the Andrew Lloyd Webber production. And if you think it is, please see me. And I will not give your money back, but I will I'll smack you about the lobby, and we'll go on.
And the funny thing is as we're talking here, I'm chatting with someone via text about the potential of going and seeing this, and they're looking at this and they saw somewhere on the page where it says it's a horror movie. Somewhere on the actual page for this says it's a horror movie. They're like, "Is it a horror movie?" And I'm like, no, that I'm literally talking to the guy right now that puts it on. It's not a horror movie.
No, but I know it gets categorized as a horror movie because the Phantom's figure, his prosthetic, his makeup is very disturbing. Even today.
Yeah.
It was horrifying in 1925.
Right.
But I'll repeat myself. This is a story of love and betrayal, not a gory horror film.
Right.
You might need to check your website, Gary.
I'm not in control of that.
You need to talk to the web team because it says film synopsis: The Phantom of the Opera, 1925, unrated, 93 minutes, horror. He's like, I gotta make a phone call. Hang on.
Take horror down.
I'm over here trying to convince these people that it's not horror, and then you guys go and put horror on the website.
Okay, it's a horror film. I was wrong.
It's a horror film for
easier.
those. It's a horror film for those expecting Android Lloyd Webber.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the horror.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. I'll check into that tomorrow after my morning gin and tonic.
But Jess and I, we have only been able to come down to see it once, but it made such a lasting impression. We're definitely going to try to get my daughter to come with us this year.
Oh, I think she'd love it. Yeah.
She is a musical person like all of us, and
I think I think if you took the body of our American Theater Organ Society chapter and you go down the row and say, how did you first, or how did you get involved, or what connected you to the Alabama Theater and Big Bertha and the Mighty Wurlitzer, I guarantee you 9 out of 10 of them will say, oh, I attended Phantom of the Opera in fill in the blank year. It's what hooked me. It's like I had, when growing up, my mom was cheap. We never went to the Alabama. We were going to second run neighborhood houses. So we were going to the Empire and the Melba, and because it was cheaper. And good Lord, Mona turns 90 Saturday.
Wow.
And she's still out there squeezing a nickel.
Yeah.
in her craggly hand. She's not watching, so I can say that.
I won't tell her.
Don't tell her. And so I had never been to the Alabama growing up. We just we went elsewhere. And in 1981, which was the year that I became involved with the Alabama and the American Theater Organ Society, I was at college, and on WBHM, they made the announcement that the Organ Society was going to be showing this. And I thought, hey, that can be kind of fun. Maybe I'll drive down for that. And I was at Jacksonville State, so it was a super easy drive.
Yeah. And
I came down and saw it, and I was like, holy Hannah Montana, that's just...
You said that in 81?
Yeah.
In 81. It's like, what was that? And what is that? And what the hell is that? Pointing to the organ. And as they say, I was hooked. And I went... the chapter meets every Saturday to work on the organ, and I went back the next Saturday to see if I could get involved. And as they say, the rest is history. And,
that's right. And
here
you
we are now.
Yeah.
Now I want to hear more about the origin story of Hannah Montana now. Okay.
Well, Hannah by 40 years.
Much like the Phantom, I too delve in the dark arts. And
all right. Not too bad with Miley Cyrus, okay?
Yes. So I foresaw and foretold Hannah Montana's existence.
Well, I don't know whether to be proud of you or not.
Whispered in Billy Ray's ear.
Yeah, you should. Yes, you should. Be scared. It's be scared.
It certainly is a sight to behold. We did I know when Jess and I went, we expected to see the film. We expected to hear the organ. We did. I just said we did not expect for all of a sudden to be a procession down the aisles.
Yeah.
And then on stage with the cemetery and everything like that.
Yeah. Well, and our new. I'm not going to spoil anything, I don't think, but our new lighting director has some tricks up her sleeve.
Ooh.
And it's like 2 or 3 times a week she's rushing into where I'm sitting going, what if we did this? And I'm like, yes. So I think, I'm going to get her really hyped up on some kind of chemical that night of, and we'll see what happens.
So is she like whoever controls the lights at Bryant Denny Stadium now?
Yeah.
Apparently, like that.
She has the power.
I got RGB now. Watch it.
We're full Phantom, the Pink Floyd.
Ooh,
It's like, wait, am I tripping? What's going on?
What is going on? It's like let me take your ticket and here is your pill.
Let us transport you back to 1925, and then it starts RGB.
Wash that pill down with some Tito's handmade vodka.
There look at there.
There's your
There
plug.
you go.
We're there. See, you got that plug in.
That's right.
Yeah, because we will have a lovely little fun cocktail for both Hocus Pocus and Phantom.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring Tito's handmade vodka.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah.
And gummy.
And gummy. An edible gummy.
This is going to be a very awesome movie presentation.
It is a child-approved edible gummy.
Yeah, right.
We got it out of a child-safe container, okay? It's approved. It's all right.
Next year's sponsor, Avondale Apothecary. I've heard.
It's just a rumor. It's just a rumor.
The rumor.
Oh my!
But yeah, but once I can't say enough wonderful things about Mr. Helms. Once this film gets underway, he kind of disappears, and as I mentioned, folks say I forgot he was there, and he's like, that is the greatest compliment I can get, is that you get so wrapped up in the characters and so wrapped up in the score. And I point these things out because I want you to look for them if this is your first time, is if they are showing an opera on screen and the singer is in that moment, he is playing the exact lines that she is singing. At one point they're doing a ballet and he's doing that ballet. You see the orchestra doing their thing down there, and he is actually playing the orchestral part of the ballet that's being performed.
Oh,
and
wow!
It's just all very. I get chills. It's all very clever, and he is a madman, and I mean that in the best possible way. And it's just a genius that he contrives all of this. And then later on, he literally plays the ballet in reverse, and it's really creepy, and it conjures the devil. No, I'm kidding.
I just convinced someone it's not a horror movie, Gary.
Yes.
So that they would come to me to see this, and now you're saying we're conjuring the devil.
Well, it's a southern devil.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a battle over a fiddle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alabama devil.
Phantom Mama said Phantom of the Opera is the devil.
Or it's come see Phantom of the Opera or the devil will get you.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
That needs to be your marquee now.
Yeah.
With your digital marquee.
The digital marquee.
By the way, we passed. We were driving down I-65 past that sign last week. It's time to repaint that.
Yeah,
it's getting a little faded.
Little fade. Yeah.
What?
The actual sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to church or the devil
Devil
will get you the sign.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you were talking about the Alabama Marquee. I was like,
No,
what?
no.
Well,
No, you didn't.
we just didn't shut down for a couple months.
I'm afraid not, sir. That thing is.
He's like, that is literally my job. You did not see that. Okay.
Had him worried there for a second there. Like,
Yeah. How could you see our marquee from 65?
Oh,
No,
well,
that
hey.
that sign is in rough shape, though. It really is.
To go
Well, I
to
think
church.
that adds to its charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, last time I
You don't
drove
wanna-
by, the sign looked rough and the grass was growing up really bad around it as well. And I was like,
Mhm.
Do you want a glitzy devil? Do you want a glitzy Satan?
Well,
Gary, are you asking me for real? Because yes, I do.
That sounds like one of them specialty drinks y'all are gonna make.
I'll
I mean, when I think of the devil, I think of Glenda from the new Wicked movie. Okay, I mean, like, we get a little Ariana Grande as the devil.
Well, you got me thinking, like, when you're thinking that of a glitzy devil, I would think of him from what was it? What was the cartoon? Was it
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls? Yes,
Yeah.
him.
I for some reason
Only Bo.
I went to Saturday Night Live church chat. Do you want Satan glitzy? Satan.
Okay, Gary, there's your new.
we got to get back on track here.
Oh no.
Just to clarify for anyone listening, it's not a horror thing. Okay, please.
Gary, that is your new shirt at your merch stand in Alabama. Do you want a glitzy devil?
Do you want
Do you want a glitzy devil?
Yes.
And people who have been coming since '79 when you guys started it, they're like, "What are you talking about?"
So I think a couple of you have been to a Christmas movie where I'm actually playing.
Yeah.
For the Christmas movie, and I generally wear some kind of Pentecostal style jacket.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so there's your glitzy devil.
Oh, there you go. I mean, we've seen you perform at the best Christmas movie, which is Die Hard.
Yeah.
Now here, let's talk about this.
There we go.
Is Phantom a horror movie? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Oh.
I'm not going to open that can of worms, but
It is a Christmas movie.
it is a Christmas movie.
It
Yes.
is a Christmas. Die Hard
It
is
is a Christmas movie.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. No,
Yes.
you'll never ever get me to say anything else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Phantom is a love story with a
Okay.
very scary figure.
yeah. So
For-
is it horrific? Yes.
Yes.
But for the sake of this show, we need to make sure that we say that Phantom is not a horror movie, okay? Because I can't.
Well,
I need that to be like okay.
yeah, I think that's an okay thing
Yeah,
to
it
say
is.
because I say that it is a story of love and betrayal.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I know we're live. How much can I get away with saying here?
We
Yeah.
pushed the boundaries already. Brock's already been squirming over there a little bit.
Yeah, really. So,
Well,
but, you know,
we got several people. We got several people watching. Why don't you guys that are watching live sound off in the chat? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Is Phantom of the Opera a horror movie?
Yeah.
Give us your
Speak
take.
up. If you're
yeah.
new,
So,
what
I
do
mean,
you like?
but I always tell people privately, you know, the main character in here, Christine Day, she is a, and you just fill in the blank there with the word that you're thinking right now, because she, yeah,
Yeah.
Scoundrel.
Yeah.
a scoundrel. There we go. She is the devil. There you go. She's the
It's not
devil.
glitzy enough, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Yeah, she
know.
needs some glitz.
She's got some great costumes in this movie.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
You know, I
When-
really hate that. I've got the NECA, the toy company. They put out a black and white Lon Chaney Phantom of the Opera figure, and I totally
Really?
failed
Mhm.
and did not. I mean, I can go get it really quickly if you want to see it.
Do you know where it's at?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Go get it, Brock.
Go
Right
get
ahead.
it, Brock.
Go get it,
Let's go.
Brock. We're totally gonna break. We're gonna break this while you're gone.
Yeah.
Oh no!
And it goes
I
dead
think
silent.
he muted.
Yeah.
He muted Jess as well.
Oh, Jess, you're muted.
Yeah, when
Yep,
she
they
stepped
muted
away,
you,
it took
Jess.
him out.
So Jess, what? This is it's just your cue to cough. You can cough now. Okay.
Yeah.
Cough all you want into the mic.
So yeah, we want to make sure that we're very well aware that the Phantom, that this version of the Phantom is not a horror movie, and no version of the Phantom I've ever watched has been a horror movie. It's always exactly the way you described it, Gary, where it's just kind of it's a love story. You very much feel the love in it, and it's also the big thing is a story of betrayal. It's a huge story, like a betrayal all over the place. Oh,
Well,
there, Brock's back.
Oh, he's back showing.
And I'm back.
Oh, yeah.
When you leave Brock, it mutes me. So,
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I forget. We're on the same feed in here. My bad.
Is that what you kids are calling it these days?
That's right. That's what we call it these days.
All right, Brock, show us.
Oh, he does have it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, so there he is.
Yes,
Oh
yes,
my
yes.
gosh!
Oh, wow.
It's
Okay.
like the movie.
Sweet.
Does it open?
It does.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah, NECA is very cool. They always have their.
oh man!
Man,
See,
Well,
the man of 1,000 faces.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's
NECA does a
incredible.
fantastic job with these. They've done the Universal monsters and things like this. So yeah, we've been collecting these.
Oh, man, I got to get me one of those.
Yeah, you do. They're easy to find.
Yeah.
No, they
I'll go over to Kevin's and rob it from his front yard.
There you go. I haven't gotten into any Phantom stuff yet, but I've only been doing this a few years, so give me time.
Yeah, I'll give you time.
No, the only thing horrific about Phantom is just is his appearance, is the way he looks, and that shock. You know, when she goes to pull the mask away, you see the face for the you see the face. So that's the shock part of it.
It is shocking, and see here we're back to her character. He tells her, you will be fine. Everything will be fine as long as you don't pull my mask away.
Right.
And what does she do? Pull the mask away.
It's like,
and she is horrified, as I think most of the audience will be too, because he went to great lengths to create this face.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so a couple of things. One is when they were filming, she had never seen his makeup. So when she pulls the mask and sees it for the first time, that is an actual real reaction.
Oh, that's amazing.
To seeing him.
Yeah.
Now, what he did to create this is he was putting celluloid discs up inside his teeth and cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
He was using wires, like chicken wire, to pull here. He was making a concoction using egg whites to glaze his eyes over. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's a lot of work and a lot of commitment
Exactly.
to create.
Yeah, these days that's just Botox. Okay.
A little bit of Botox, a little CGI.
Right.
This was, he literally walked around with his own tackle box full of prosthetics and makeup, and he had wire that pulled his nose. That's what pulled his nose up. And,
I mean, you want to talk about practical effects at its finest.
Yes.
Here we are right here.
Yeah, he really. When you think of how much time, practice, trial and error he did to come up with this, horrific look. I don't think anybody could have done that to him. I think he had to do that to himself.
Yeah.
It's kind of like. I was just going to say, it's kind of like, Betty Davis in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Oh, wow.
She did that makeup on herself because no makeup. Her primary makeup artist that she worked with forever said, I'm not doing this. They'll run me out of town.
Yeah.
And she just slathered it on. And Chaney was in that same vein,
Right.
anything for the art, anything for the reaction, anything for making this the best that he possibly could.
Basically, it was kind of like method acting, but like a physical transformation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and he was used to physical acting. He had grown up in vaudeville and had transitioned over to silent film. So he understood the physicality of everything being on screen, and it was a natural fit. It was just a magic moment in cinematic history.
Yeah. And I think the success of him coming off of Hunchback was what,
Yeah.
that allowed them to like, okay, of course, here is your freedom. You create your character. We trust you we're going to put this in your hands. We trust the outcome of it. Yeah.
Well, and I said that earlier. He was a very known entity. And by that point, like you just said, he was well trusted by the studio. They expected him to do his best, and he always did. And he didn't make money, and he did that. So free reign, free license, do your own thing.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
For all that he, for the things he did, and of course the makeup is just, it's just fantastic.
Well, it's fantastic. It's also painful. So, there was a great deal of physical pain for him to be in that getup for those hours.
Yeah.
But I have to say,
sure that fed into the whole, the pain and betrayal part of it. I'm sure that actually fed into him being able to do the character as well. Just the pain of the actual, because he was able to like pull on that pain to give you the character as well.
Yeah, and I always feel. The very first time I saw this, I thought, I'm going to hate him. He's an awful person. And I came away that very first time, and I felt sorry for him because here's someone who is, rejected by society. He's living in the bowels of the Paris Opera House, and he basically has everything that he needs except one thing, and that is love and companionship. And he saw this as a way to obtain love and companionship. And of course, let's see, black magic, dark magic, trickery, a little bit of murder were all involved. But
glitzy devils.
Glitzy devils.
Glitzy devils. What are you going to do for love?
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's you talk about, here we are. It's almost 100 years later from the movie's release, and
we're real close.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah.
So, think about what we're going to do next year.
Ooh. Yes.
I mean, we're going to show Jaws.
Jaws 3.
We're totally going to miss it this year. It's fine. Jaws 3D.
Yes.
That's a horror film.
Yeah, there we go. That would, honestly, it would be tragic, but it would be hilarious if you guys just decided to show something totally different and people are like, it's literally the 100-year anniversary. Really? It is?
Well, it will be. Now, let me tell you, what we should sneak in is the Andrew Lloyd Webber. So,
yes, that's when you do it. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Or the 1990 Robert Englund version.
Oh, that's true. or you could really, shake things up and make it, Phantom of the Paradise from the, the 70s. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's a trippy one.
No.
You want to talk about a trip? That's a trippy one. That's
a trip one. Yeah, that's trippy.
I do look forward to seeing this because I know that it was an inspiration for the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical and the film version that came out. What was in like 2000 or whatever? It was,
about 20 years.
It was an inspiration, but just like the way you're talking about it, and while I'm picking up that it wasn't as good, I'm also picking up like where he drew a lot of his inspiration because watching in the Andrew Lloyd Webber version, watching the Phantom, I came away feeling sorry for him.
Sure.
Every time I watch it, you feel sorry for him because it's like, yeah, man. I mean, the dude thought he had it all figured out. He was just gonna sweep her off her feet, do a little bit of murder. This is all fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. You're gonna be perfectly fine with this life, right? And then she's like, yeah, no, bro, this is not cool.
Yeah,
there was just not there weren't glitzy devils in it. So I mean,
well, and she's not doing the this isn't cool thing. She's doing the I want it all thing. She wanted to keep her lover. She wanted to be the star of the opera, and she just didn't uphold her end of the bargain, is what basically it boils down to. So,
yeah,
it's a shame.
Yeah. I do look forward to seeing this version since it is the original. So that's
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's been so many iterations of this. I think this is certainly my favorite, the best. This was a novel. They lifted a lot of this from the novel, and we get one or two a year that go, it's not in the novel, and I'm like, Hollywood license.
Yeah, right. Hollywood does take that dramatic license. So.
But see, this is what you're funny. You're talking about in a time and age where people are tired of remakes and reboots, and they get upset. At the end of the day, you've still got your original classic. As you see, if it's a great movie, it has staying power.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I prefer this, and I prefer this one over the Claude Rains version of the Phantom of the Opera. I mean, it's good, but I just something about it. I don't really like the Claude Rains version of Phantom. He was a violinist too. It was just kind of weird. Yeah.
I don't know, the remakes after that, they're just trying to capitalize on the hype of it, and I don't think anyone really actually captures that essence. Now, I do admire the Andrew Lloyd Webber just because you can't not. How much money did it make?
Right.
If you're looking just strictly at box office success.
Yeah.
But you do have this original inspiration, and it is as timeless today as it was then. Almost 100 years later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I do want to point out that you can get tickets.
Oh, yes. That's right.
At www.alabamatheater.com/events, and it will pull that up. Just make sure you're going through our Alabama Theater website or going to Ticketmaster Direct. I had one person say, "Oh, we bought our tickets. We're so excited. They were $164."
Wait,
and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Hang on.
And that's why it's your largest fundraiser.
I just bought 2 tickets and they were $33. So
that should It's that's if you bought 2, that's it, because it's 16 all in.
Yeah.
And times 2, and then there's $1 service fee for the processing of the card. So it's just, and you can get them online. You can get them at the door. This is a general admission show. Let me go ahead and tell you, there are a couple of places that the Organ Geeks will run to immediately, and those are their seats. So don't even get in their way. They will hit you. They will bash you with an oxygen tank, and just let them have the first balcony, row E and F. That's theirs, because that's where the organ speaks the best.
Yeah.
And then you've got the ones that don't like to climb the stairs. They'll be in rows, JKL on the main floor center. Also a great place to see the film in. I always do this, and now everybody clamors in for those seats. But,
I've seen so many things there. It's just they're it's hard to find a bad seat.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. And this is general admission, and it would be lovely if we were going to sell out, but it's not going to sell out. So you can get tickets in advance. You can get them at the door. We're just happy to have the love and the support that everyone comes in, because we at 45 years, I know there are at least half a dozen people that have been there every single year.
Wow.
And they just they keep back, and they're like me. It's fresh every time. The story, but the score is fresh every time. And as a fundraiser, I couldn't think of anything that we could possibly be doing better to showcase what the organ was originally built to do. It's just it's the perfect marriage and match.
Yeah.
The ambiance, the environment, everything, just sitting there, being able to sit there and watch that with everything going around. It's absolutely perfect.
Well, you just hit something, Jess. And that is, the Alabama is a magical place. And with a little bit of altered lighting, you can go from charming, from castle-like, to very creepy very quickly.
Yeah.
And that's why we're so excited that we're we've got some new lighting features this year that are going to be spectacular.
Yeah,
and it may be really impressive too, because like you said, you were gonna make sure that the lighting director was very happy when you had the performance.
Here, Charity, take this.
It may or may not be Tito's vodka. We don't know.
Could be another eyeball.
Hey.
Well, since you're not playing the organ during the film, what are you doing while the movie's going on?
So that's a great question. Thanks. So I will come out and do the intro, and that is first of all, I'll welcome. I'll make sure I truly will make sure everyone understands this is not a Broadway musical, and then I will ask everyone to please take their seats, and for the entrance of the pallbearers to please stay seated. If you're in the upper balcony, just give it a moment, and once they clear that edge of the balcony, you'll be able to see what's going on, and then everything else takes place on stage. So what happens is I'll go out, do that little spiel, step off stage, and I am at the bar.
Nice.
Working or otherwise?
No, otherwise.
He says yes.
He says, where do you think the glitzy devil comes from? I got to get started, baby.
No, so I'll. Everybody's done this so many times. We have a wonderful crew, a wonderful set of volunteers, and they all know their part. They all know their position. Helms is magic, so I don't worry about him. Once that first thing gets on this, I really run to the booth, because there's a cue at the very beginning, and the stagehands they're waiting for that cue, and then once I've done that cue, then I'm off to Tito's land.
Concessions. That's right.
Concessions. And then I really will go up there and grab a cocktail and go in and sit and watch the whole darn thing.
Good.
There you go.
I'm glad you get a chance. You get a chance to sit back and watch.
It is the one show a year that I do not schedule myself on the floor. It is the one show a year that I absolutely go in and sit and watch.
It's
kind of
awesome.
It's phenomenal.
It takes you back to the reason why you fell in love with that place, right?
It is the whole reason, and I promise you, and don't sit near me, don't, because
that tells me even more. I need to see.
Because he doesn't tell any of us how long he's been at the bar at that point.
Yeah.
I still will laugh during this film. I still literally will cry at one point during this film. It is very moving and very touching. And I just, it's very emotional for me, because it represents so many things in my life. The origin of the film, the organ itself, the theater itself, why we're doing it. And I'm right before I go on, I'm on the phone with the ticket booth, what's our ticket count? What's our ticket count? What's our ticket count?
Yeah.
Of course, we have a break-even point for producing the show, and as soon as we hit that, then I am 3 fingers into the gin. So,
so Gary, do you have like your own private booth, like the Phantom, so that you can just?
It's in the film. It's box 5.
Box 5.
And the new owners of the theater go and they go, who occupies box 5? And the attendant she reads down, and in you can see it in French, and I unfortunately can't do it. She just goes, I do not know. She knows. So she's like, no, don't go in there.
Don't, that guy will kill you. Don't go in there.
No, and that is one thing. I'm trying to think now what the murder count is in this film, because it's not low, but it's not a massacre. It's just onesie here and there.
Yeah,
just sprinkled throughout.
It's not Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it's kind of close.
No. It's never a scene murder. It's an implied murder. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of steer away from trying to classify this as horror, because there's not a lot of, where there is no blood and guts and gore and no visible murder, just a lot of sad people.
Well, when it's told correctly and it's told well, you don't have to have that.
Right.
Yeah.
It can be implied, and you're like, oh no, that person's dead.
Oh no, they did.
They have, or I'm sorry, we're YouTube. They've been unalived. I'm sorry.
Yes, they have been unalived. Kevin, that was Hitchcock's greatest card that he would play. Is so much of his meaning was implied. You never saw this or you never saw that. You knew.
Yeah.
And in this film, it's the same thing. It's very, very clever. Very clever. Maybe a little bubble in the water.
Yes. Man, I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I saw that Brock and Jess were going to it, and I was like, I'm going to wait till I want to hear Gary talk about it a little bit before I decide. And then you're talking about it, and I'm like sitting here texting with my person, and I'm like, number one, it's not a horror movie. I know it says it on the website, and Gary's going to get that fixed, but
I do always make this offer. I tell people, come, stay for the whole thing, and at the end, if you absolutely positively hated it, I'll give you your money back, which we never do. But I'll take it out of my pocket. And I make that offer because I can guarantee you, if you watch this thing from beginning to end, you're going to fall in love with it, and I'll see you next year. So for the 100th.
Yeah.
Yep. Mitchell Brinkley. Hey, Mitchell. Says the best horror suspense movies are the ones where they let your mind fill in the bad parts.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Your brain is the best screen that you have, and it fills in those bad parts. You know what just happened to that guy. He's unalived.
Yeah.
So
right. Yeah, more often than not, when you get a movie where they just spoon feed you, like a lot of modern movies, they'll just spoon feed you everything and tell you every single thing. When you just trust the intelligence of the people watching it, and you can actually write the story to the point where there is no way anybody could mistake this.
Exactly.
That's just good writing, and it's also trusting the audience too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trust the people.
And I see you. Hey, Mitchell. Hey.
Yep.
So, hey, y'all. And by the way, hey.
That's all good.
I say I brought up here. You mind if I share, Bronco? He was talking about
go ahead, man.
Website. That's what I say. Their beautiful website here for you. He was talking about the Alabama.com theater/events, and this is the particular one itself. Like I said, he's got it here. Got you where you can buy your tickets, plan your visit. Like I said, they got a wonderful designed, I guess a poster marquee type thing.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
See what else is correct on there.
Yeah. Let's see.
No. Scroll down just a little bit more. Right there. Film synopsis: The Phantom of the Opera, unrated 90 horror. Right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh well. Obviously, someone copied that off of IMDb. So.
And of course, we need information if you've ever been to the area before. But
it's at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's at 2. Doors will open at 1. Go ahead and get there early and find your seat that you want. Then meander around the theater. There will be some ghouls hiding out, hoping to scare unassuming patrons. Concessions will be open when the doors open at 1. It's this really I wouldn't bring a 3-year-old to this, but this is really something the whole family
I've seen people bring infants to Deadpool. Okay.
we had little bitty toddlers at Die Hard. And from the console, I was like, okay, I need to make a public service announcement here for those of you with young children. And if you're okay with this, I'm okay with this. So.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay. Right.
This is Bruce Willis's break into action. So this is not Bruce Willis, the soap star or whatever he was before that. This is Bruce Willis dropping the F-bombs.
A lot.
Yeah.
A few. Awesome.
Oh man, I can't wait for that again this year. I'm assuming we're doing it this year, right?
Yes,
We are.
Okay.
Now. I don't want to get too far ahead, but now just remember, in May, Lowe's and Kevin are putting out Halloween decorations. So I feel like in September,
I feel so attacked.
That's it, Mitchell.
It was a compliment. In September, I can talk a little bit about the holiday film series, which we will be announcing shortly. Our biggest issue right now is used in pre-COVID world, the studios and the licensing agents would allow you to call in February and say, "Hey, we want to show White Christmas on, December 3rd," and they'd be like, "Oh, sure, fine, book it." Now, in today's world, we can't book officially a movie until the quarter that it's being shown.
Oh.
So we won't get confirmation for our Christmas lineup until seriously, literally October 1st.
Okay.
So very end of September, very first of October is when we'll announce the holiday film series.
Yeah.
I can assure you, Die Hard is on the docket.
Yes.
That's our tradition.
If they deny Die Hard, we riot. Okay.
So
Especially with the crowd they had last year.
Oh my gosh.
We will get there early.
Okay. Let's just talk about that for half a second.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do it.
Yes.
This is turned into the Die Hard episode.
This is the Die Hard episode. Number one, the late great Cecil Whitmire would be just like, if they denied it, he would just be like, "Well, we're going to show it. What are they going to do? Come down to Birmingham and haul us to prison?" And I think maybe today they would, but he was definitely of the let's ask forgiveness rather than permission mindset. Our current management plays by the book, so we would have an issue. The very first year we showed Die Hard, I think you're showing a movie up against things like Christmas Vacation and Elf, where you're selling out a full house every show.
Right.
And the very first year, Die Hard was at maybe a little over half a house sold. And our then business manager was like, "See, I told you this is not going to fly. This is blah, 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 negative Nancy, blah, 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 blah." So the bar tab that night.
Right.
It's always the concessions.
Yeah.
It's always concessions. The bar tab was like 3 sold out Christmas Vacations. And when I turned in the numbers the next day, she just... It's just like, I'm going to go change clothes now. Do you remember driving Miss Daisy when Hoke shows back up with a can of salmon and she's going to go change? That's what she did.
Wow.
That's what she did.
I love it.
So that's why Die Hard has since that first time has been on our Christmas docket every year, because it's better than Rudolph. Come on. And it's certainly a different shifting gears from all the
White Christmas and
White
It's a
Christmas.
Wonderful.
It's like it's the quintessential 90s like macho but still quirky holiday movie. And then of course we had Alan Rickman, and Alan Rickman's passed, right? And now Bruce Willis, we love him, but he's not doing well. So we don't know how long that'll be, so we'll have that as well. So I mean, the movie's just going to keep getting more and more popular.
Yeah, you see where you're at today versus where you started at. Look at what's changed. Like I said, this last year, it was we were like, "Oh, we can get there. We'll be fine."
No.
Whoa,
that was a massive line. Oh my God.
So we had this past year we had 17 tickets left to sell out. And I almost went to the box office and bought the 17 tickets so we could say we sold out. But, I only make $1.83 an hour, and all the popcorn I can steal. So I just let that go.
Hey.
They don't even give you a free tab at the bar?
What bar? No, so I think that is a true testament to the best Christmas movie ever, and that is, you're almost
Die Hard is the cool uncle Christmas movie.
It's the cool uncle Christmas movie.
That's a really good way of describing it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I used to watch
film.
Well, and I used to watch Die Hard. Like I would make a habit of it, just watching it at the house. But now I don't do that. I come to the theater and see it because it's a much better. That movie is 15 times better if you see it with other people.
Yeah,
that love it.
Certain movies are made for a crowd.
Because it's like when you go to a sporting event and you're there and you just feel the energy of everybody there and everybody's root. It's almost like you get that exact same thing from a movie that's been out for this long,
Yeah.
And
well, the energy of the audience, the synergy that you've created with everyone else in the room. I mean, I love White Christmas. I do. That is my favorite
love White Christmas
film in the whole wide world. But it is not the same. I can watch White Christmas at home in July and be just perfectly happy. But seeing Die Hard with that 2,000 people is just because everybody's they're in the same boat. They're in the same place. It's pushing it through. It's just awesome.
They are shouting out the lines. They are cheering when Hans falls. It's just it's an experience too.
Yeah.
Well, it's much like this, and now what you're going in here with Phantom, and also.
Yes. Oh yeah, no. See, Phantom is the same way. I can watch that at home and I'll be okay. But seeing it there with that audience and hearing an audience laugh with you and gasp with you and do this like all at the same time is just
And of course. The Wallets are belting it out too. I mean, that's just
Yes, and I always cleverly point out too, and I said this earlier, and that is it's exactly what the organ was designed to do. But you have never heard the entire range of that organ from its very most quiet to its very most bombastic. As you will hear during this show, it is the full circle. It is he utilizes every single thing.
The organ is its own character. It's its own star.
It really is. Okay. It really is. Yeah.
Well, now you got me even more. I can't get any more excited than this, Gary. Okay.
Yeah, you love that. You love that organ.
Glad.
Yeah.
Kevin, you talk about your love for the Warlets, or it's going to magnify.
Well, and the fact that we were just before this we recorded our member exclusive episode, and Gary was talking about some of the restoration that was happening with Big Bertha, and it's going to be back. Hopefully you have the bugs worked out and everything, and it'll be back in full blast for this, and it hasn't been for a little while because it's been in repair. So. That's going to be even better. It's like, not only is it the full range of it, but it's with everything fully repaired, fully restored.
So the Bertha project is a 3-phase project, and the return at the end of September will be the completion of phase 2. Phase 1 was a complete reworking of the keyboards. There are 4 sets of keyboards, and all of those were completely reworked, and oh my goodness, before she left, playing was a dream. It was just it was like eating a chocolate sundae. You just never wanted to stop. And then phase 2 is a very mechanical portion. The rail that holds all the stop tabs that go up and down that control all the different things, all of that is being reworked, and the stop action magnets are being replaced because after all these decades they wear out, and it's time and it's time to do that. And then there's some other console things, and the platform itself and the railing or ornamental railing got redone, so it's mostly mechanical. And then phase 3 we will do probably in 25 or 26, approaching the 100th anniversary of the theater, and that is the physical cosmetic portion of her. She looks great from 10 feet. She photographs well, but once you get close, you can see she needs a little nip and tuck. Paint and makeup there.
Aren't we all?
And, don't we all?
Oh, we all.
So that'll be phase 3, and that'll be done prior to the 100th anniversary celebration
Nice.
in 2027. So this is, once again, this is a multi-phase project that we've planned out over several years, and we've raised the money to do this. We're not, borrowing any money, and it's been entirely self-funded through donations and earmarked money. We do Phantom for 45 years. Where does all that money go? Exactly what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, one of those things I like to brag about the World Series. I tell you what's neat, after you've experienced it the first time and you hear it. But one of my favorite things is when you're getting ready to play it. You haven't even played that single note, but you hear that rumble, that like that.
Oh yes,
it's like that. Oh, here it comes, and then it belts you, and then that's just one of the things I wanted to bring up while I was thinking about it. It's just that's one of those things. I don't know. It's even before it plays its first note that I know it's coming. That's one of my favorite things about it.
Like everything switches on, and it's like everything's ready, and you can hear it. And
exactly.
And even if you don't know, you're like, "Oh God, something's about to happen," and then you hear the first notes, and you're like, "Oh my God, that's the organ! Oh wow!"
Yeah.
Well, and the organ, it's a living, breathing thing. It's a living, breathing.
Yeah.
Character,
you think you're coming to a theater, and you're like, "This is really cool. It's ornate," and then you realize. This is just the shell that houses the organ.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what this place is that you're at.
Well, but you say that, and that is exactly what saved the Alabama Theater.
Yeah,
is in the late '80s, in 86, the theater, the owners of the theater at the time had filed for bankruptcy. The Organ Society went to the bankruptcy attorney and said, "Look, this doesn't look good. If bankruptcy proceeds, then this theater will be torn down, because who in their right mind would want a 1927 movie palace and try to operate?" And so we asked them, could we purchase the organ and remove it so we could put it in a different venue, a suitable venue? And the bankruptcy attorney said, "No, you want the organ, you got to buy the building and its contents." And the organ without the room. And the room without the organ.
No.
So they really are, together. They're really one being, and it's just a natural fit. And so it's like you said, Kevin. You come in and you see it's gorgeous, but then it's a whole organic experience with the wind and the air that it takes to power the instrument. And I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah,
you really only have to go and see it like one show, and then if you're lucky enough to see a show, like if you don't go there for like a concert or something, and you see a show that is actually playing, you're like, okay, it's very, very obvious, especially when you're looking around the theater and you're like, well, there's a box over there that looks like it should be like a box, like an area where someone should sit. No, that's literally where the theater has its parts. The organ has its parts.
So my best one is always, we always get that one person that goes, "Oh, when we were here, blah, 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 we sat right up there." And I'm like, "You did? Really?" Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Just sharing, as we talk, sharing a couple bits.
I wish I could point. Oh, okay. So you see the console, and if you look to the left and go up where that shield and the Griffiths are, those are the chambers. Behind that, you see a kind of a graded plaster. Behind the shield is the main chamber, and behind the curtain, behind the Griffin, is the string chamber. And those rooms they're huge rooms, but they are filled floor to ceiling with pipes. Regulators, wind regulators, the chest work, the actual instruments. I wish I could point even more, because I could show you there's a 1927 Wurlitzer upright right there,
right,
and just right behind the drapery there. And,
Is this where the organ, the seats we don't get because the organ enthusiasts, they'll sit there? Is this balcony here?
No. We need a different shot.
Jess is trying to plan her visit already.
Yeah.
No, hey, I'm gonna be in the floor in the middle. Okay.
You come by one day next week, and I'll show you where to sit.
Okay.
At the bar with me.
At the bar. Right here. No, so on the opposite side is this it's the same visual symmetrical look on the outside. The other side is called the solo chamber, and instead of 2 chambers like you have here, it's one big chamber that's one big room. Can you see that? Yeah.
Trying to see if I can.
Yeah.
See. Oh no, it won't go any.
Can you just scroll?
No.
I don't know if you're.
No, that's okay. It's okay. If you're there and you find me, I'll point for you and show you.
Gotcha.
That's in those chambers. There are no parallel walls within the room. There's several different sides to the rooms. Multi-sided, no parallel walls. So that way the sound waves inside can't get trapped inside the room. The chambers are designed to push the sound of the pipes and the instruments out into the auditorium. And then the swell shutters, the shades are designed to open up and fire into the room. So the organ was designed and built for it to be able to speak into that auditorium very cleanly and clearly.
Yeah.
And she does a fantastic job.
Oh,
that's for sure.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's why taking the organ out of the theater would mean nothing.
No. I mean, you could take it out, and we could put it somewhere else, but it will never sound the same. The room is always the biggest component of any organ, pipe or electronic, either way. That's the single most important element is the room and the acoustics of the room.
And boy, does she sing!
She does sing. She does indeed.
Absolutely. Well, we know we got Phantom on October 27th at 2:00 in the afternoon. What are some other things happening in October that we can expect?
Well, other than Hocus Pocus on the 25th,
yeah, that's
Let me look here and see. Who knows? I mean, I'm in that mode right now where tomorrow is Monday. I just got to get through Monday.
On the website. That's the only one showing on the website. Yeah.
T-Bone Burnett's coming to the Lyric. Gillian Welch and David Rawlings are coming to the Lyric. There's the Witch Perfect tour for 2024, which is drag oriented. That's going to be fun on the 18th. Hocus Pocus on the 25th. Phantom on the 27th. And then there's an ABBA tribute band 31st on Halloween night. Yeah, that's going to be good. That's also at the Lyric.
Oh, ABBA tribute band.
This group, this is like their, I know it's at least 3rd time, if not 4th time that they've come, and they do such an amazing show. It's unbelievable. So if you want to come to the Lyric for the first time, there's your show right there.
Oh, wow.
And then November 1st is Nate Jackson. November 6th is Morrissey. So
yeah,
gotcha.
So what you said that they were doing that Halloween night
at the Lyric.
The ABBA tribute the ABBA tribute is Halloween night. So
okay, you know what? You can either go see ABBA or you can come to my house and get full-size candy bars.
I might do both. it's
I don't have a bar though.
Well, it's okay. I'll bring my own
candy bar.
And
yes, there we go.
Candy bar, yeah, candy bar,
portable bar.
As Brock would say, I've got the Beatus. That's all I've got.
I got it. Yeah. But I love Halloween. Of course, I get to wear my sexy kitty outfit. In public.
I was expecting a glitzy devil, but okay.
Hey, no
glitzy devil. I saved that for Christmas.
There you go.
Man, the images. All right.
And this is why we love Gary.
That's right.
Yes, you come on anytime.
We turned him loose with a live mic this time.
And it was beautiful.
And it was gorgeous.
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
And a brick wall.
And a brick wall.
We were joking in our member exclusive stream that Gary, just when we want him to come onto the stream, he just materializes out of that brick wall.
Yes.
And then he just puts some earbuds in and he just starts talking.
There you go. That's all you need.
This is my life every day.
Awesome. Gary, I hope we can have you back on. We'd love to have you back on and talk about the holiday film series. Would love that if you're free.
Yeah.
I'm free.
There you go.
I'm free.
Maybe not free.
Well, what do you want me to say? I'm available. I can do it that way. No, I am. You guys, I am always so thrilled and excited and honored to be a part of your podcast and your live stream. I can't tell you how much it means to me to be able to come and talk to you and talk to folks who really get it. And we can have these discussions of is this and is this that. And I appreciate you guys more than anything.
Hey.
No, we love you, man. It's and Mitchell says, Gary's cool people. Thank you for coming on.
I'll send you your check, Mitchell.
And I can say Mitchell is just as is a cool,
just as cool
people too.
Yes.
So,
yeah, awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to get him over here for one of these films for sure. I think Mitchell's been to the Alabama.
He came for the I think he came for the Ghostbusters. We did.
Yeah, he came for,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
we
you
did
made
that
one of
one
the.
Now you just need to, Mitchell. You just need to come for Die Hard now. I mean, that's the best thing.
That's the one. Yes.
Yes.
That would be. There's another one I can guarantee you. If you don't have a good time, there's no helping you.
Yeah.
Well, awesome.
I don't think it's possible.
We'll put a link to the Alabama Theater and where you can get the tickets for Phantom of the Opera and their website where you can get all kinds of information of everything that's coming up. Mitchell even says, I'm thinking about Die Hard.
Look,
you will not regret it.
Mitchell, come watch
No,
Die
not
Hard
at
with
all.
us. You will not regret it
Buy
at
it.
all.
And judging by last year, buy your ticket as soon as they go on sale.
Yes.
Because oh my gosh.
And get there early that night.
Yeah.
And be aware that there are multiple concession areas in the theater, and they have some of the best drinks when you're there. It is so nice.
Thank you. So we for Die Hard, we will open every level of bar. It will be main, mezzanine, balcony, and the loft all the way up. Every bar.
Yep.
Because it takes it.
It does.
Very nice.
Because he knows that's that's where the money is. It's now it's attendance, and you get all those 2,000 people there times what they drink, and you're good to go.
Yep.
It's what keeps the lights on.
There you go.
It's true.
Well, awesome. Like I said, we'll put a link to the Alabama Theater in the description and in the audio feed when this comes out on Wednesday. And we'll also, help plug what's going on. All you got to do is follow us on social media everywhere at Bama Geeks. That's where you can find us. And if you want to join us in our private Facebook group, the Bama Geeks Front Porch, just search for that on Facebook. We're easy to find. And if you'd like to toss, $5 a month to us to get some bonus audio, patreon.com/Bama Geeks. You can also click the join button on the YouTube channel. And, we'll try to entertain you as much as we can. And we certainly appreciate our Patreon members. And we're still going to do a live stream at some point with our Patreon members where Jess will lovingly make bracelets that say Bama Geeks. You can pick your own colors and stuff while she makes them. We'll plan on that at some point.
I knew Gary was going to say that.
I will get you one.
My wrists are bare.
I will get you some bracelets. I have become the bracelet making queen.
Over here on the table, there's like 4 stacks of bead kits. This thing. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna get you some bracelets.
Absolutely. So, but Gary, thank you so much again for joining us and being here, and we'll have you back on. And we hope you watching have enjoyed it, and we appreciate all the conversations in the chat.
Yes. And
we may or may not be here again in 2 weeks. We have to discuss this because that's a really busy weekend that a lot of us are going to be preoccupied. That's a busy weekend. We'll come up with something. We'll talk about it. But so again, thanks so much, Gary. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. We appreciate you. We love all of you. And for Bo and Kevin and Jess and Gary, I'm Brock. We're the Bama Geeks, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.